Lucky building down the outside.
Extremely Lucky is definitely the most gifted horse to come through my stable. The Moir is no means his grand final. You know, I want this horse to be around for seasons.
Extremely Lucky strikes in the lightning.
It's time for him to step up, but I think he's good enough to do so. I've been a horse person for my whole life. My dad was a jockey turned racing journalist. I was a jockey turned trainer. I love the sport, I love the horses, and I want to be in it for the rest of my life. I really have been interested in horses and why they want to run fast and when they want to run fast from a young age, and I like trying to get into their head. Extremely Lucky is one of the most bizarre and most of the eccentric horses I've trained. He's always got his tongue hanging out. He's a bit of a dag, but when the barrier's open, he's a different horse. The most important thing with good horses is they conserve their energy. He gets the races and he's just completely quiet. He doesn't spend a penny in the mounting yard. He just looks after himself, and he's the sort of horse that when you gallop him, you can tell you've never tested him. He's just so athletic and so gifted. Extremely Lucky, it's not the greatest name for this horse because he's going to be a get-back, run-home sprinter, so he's going to have the races dictated to him a lot. With him, we'll never change that. We'll always allow him to get back, and he will have his days of bad luck. Barrier draws and rides will really come into play with him, but he's a horse that does have an electric turn of foot, and when he's on and when the races plan out for him, he'll look amazing.
Ready, signal and away.
I'm still sitting on the fence whether I did the right thing running Extremely Lucky last start. He found a very wet track, and the track was also favouring horses down near the rail. The horse needed some exposure. He needs to toughen up.
And Extremely Lucky is flashing down the outside.
On race day, I thought it was the right thing, and there was no ill effects from it, but he most probably got beat. If it was on top of the ground, he could have won. I'm still full of confidence going to the Moir. I don't think the horse has turned a hair since then. We've really programmed Extremely Lucky into the Moir because he wants really good speed on in a race, and that brings the best out of his acceleration. Obviously, our horse is going right up in grade, but we know that the horse has got a massive engine. I'd just love to see us sort of midfield with a few behind us, with the horse on a long rein, getting to the outside off a hot speed. The speed is the key. If they run along and allow the back horses to get into the race, he'll be one that'll be flying home. We've really been in the box seat with our rider choice for Extremely Lucky going to the Moir. We've had lots of offers. We've gone with Ben Mellum. He was straight on the phone after he won the Lightning, and he's watched the horse closely. I really feel he's a good fit for the horse. He's a rider that's got beautiful hands. He'll allow the horse to get back and really use that acceleration we know that he's got. The Moir is no means his grand final. You know, I want this horse to be around for seasons, and there's many other Group 1s for him over the spring. We've got the Manicato a couple of weeks later, and we've also got the Darley Sprint. If he was to go there and go better than that, you never know, he might get a slot in the Everest. Extremely Lucky is the most gifted horse to come through my stable, but there's a difference between a gifted horse and a horse that's a winner. If he lives up to what I've seen him do on the training track and the races so far, I think we've got a rocket on our hands.